Hey, what's up, guys? Dean Hansen here. This is going to be the first episode of what I hope is a lot of episodes of single hand reviews, short little videos on YouTube just going over one hand. Usually, this would be something you'd post on a forum like 2+2, but I think a video is much better as long as we can get some traction and get some comments going, a good discussion below of the decisions people would make on each street, a good healthy conversation to help improve people's poker strategy. I'll keep making them, but if they don't get any traction, a lot of my videos on YouTube don't get more than 20, 30 views. Some get hundreds of thousands of views and some get 3. I don't really know the formula to get a lot of views. Not that I necessarily need a lot of views, but just I just need enough people to chat in the comments. That said, I do not plan on most videos to show the reveal of the hand until the next video. I find that you get a lot better discussion without the reveal of the hand. You know, there's a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking, a lot of hindsight is always 2020 type of comments coming in, like, oh, obviously he had king 10 offsuit. No, it wasn't obvious, and you wouldn't have said that if you didn't know what he had. So this hand will not reveal what people had. I mean, you see what I have, obviously, but this video will not show that. If we find out what the person has, if I fold, we'll never know. If we find out, I'll try to bring that up at the beginning of the next episode. It's kind of like finding yesterday's answers to the crossword puzzle in today's newspaper. That's kind of the logic I'm approaching it with. With that said, let's just move on. This is a $2 no limit hold'em buy-in, so 1 cent, 2 cent blinds on America's Card Room. And this game tends to change so much. I think it's also relevant to mention that it's October 12th, 2020, as games on America's Card Room on October 12th, 2021 will probably be playing different than they were today. Maybe not at the low stakes like this, but poker changes dramatically. So, over time. Folded to us with jacks on the button. I think this is an obvious raise. The pretty standard raise is just to pot it in these cash games. So that's what we do. We raise it up to 7, and we get 1 caller. Big blind defends. Big blind is not sitting with a full stack. We only have 19 hands on him, so effective stack is what he's holding. With the little information we have, he does seem to be pretty active, playing 47% of the time, pre-flop raising 24, and he has no 3-bets or C-bets on his record yet. A flop like this tends to hit his range pretty well. Hands that are going to defend here are going to be a lot of little suited connectors. A lot of, ace 3, ace 4 might even raise me if it was suited. Actually, I think a lot of them probably would have raised me, but he doesn't have any 3-bets yet, but we only have 19 hands. So when we have hardly any hands, we kind of almost got to treat him like an ABC player, giving him a lot of credit for things we don't really know yet. But he clearly is an active player so far. So I think he's going to defend here pretty wide. He doesn't seem to be super aggressive. 24 pre-flop raises is relatively aggressive, but not when you're playing 50% of the hands. He checks to us as the original raiser. I think this is obviously a bet every single time. I have no reason to slow play this hand. We have an overpair. I don't love an ace, king, or a queen, especially a queen. Queens are in people's calling ranges a lot. We block hands like queen jack, but he could have definitely queen 10, queen 9. What we really don't want to see is those higher cards. We also don't want to see a 6 or a 4 or a 9, and we don't want to see any clubs. Right, there's just a lot that makes this more difficult, so I think we need to be value betting here, and I think we could expect him to call because the flop does hit his range, so we're just charging draws and charging lower pairs. So we do bet about 3/4 pot, and he calls, and we get the 5 of spades. Backdoor flush draws are pretty minimal, especially considering we're holding a jack of spades as a blocker. I'm not very worried about that. We've got 41 cents in the pot right now. He goes ahead and leads into us. We do see some odd play like this from time to time, given the fact that he does play 47% of his hands. And we are in a 1 cent, 2 cent ACR game. You'll see weird stuff like this all the time. And I would say that it doesn't really make me think he has a 5. I think even a weak player is not going to bet the 5 here. I think they're going to check raise the 5. So the fact that he leads makes me think that he might have a 7 or an 8 or still a draw, and he's just playing a little weird, maybe trying to get an ace king to fold or something like that. You never quite know what people are thinking. But he does lead here. I see no reason to raise. I'm definitely not folding. I don't see any real value in a raise, personally. Now, if you feel this is a raise, go ahead and let me know. I think this is just a call, which we do. And then we get the 7 of clubs, which is not a card I wanted to see. It completes the flush draw, which I think is definitely in the range. I don't know that a flush draw is betting that 5, but maybe. You never know. But there's a lot of this in his range, right? He could have a missed draw. Well, let's see what he does here just to reevaluate. So he puts out about a half pot bet here. It's only 38 cents, but it's a pretty big bet, right? It's not huge, but it seems, I shouldn't have said a big bet. It's a value bet, right? It gives us 3-1, like it's begging for a call. To me, it almost feels like it wants like ace, king, king, queen, or even like our hand, 10s, jacks, queens to call. So this is the decision where we're going to end it, but I'm just going to kind of let you know where I'm at on it. A lot of times you'll get these double pair boards where aces kind of fight for it, right? So anybody who has an ace is playing the 2 pair with the ace high, and they're both the same. People have the same hand, and they both kind of try and bluff the other one off of the same hand. He could be doing that. I would expect a bigger bet. To me, it seems like he really wants a call. So there's definitely a lot of 7s in his range. There's a lot of 5s in his range. 6-5, 7-5, 8-7. All those are full houses, right? Any 5, any 7 is a full house. I think the club draw is a little less likely to bet here, just because of that. But if he's either dumb or really good, he might bet a made flush here. Thinking that I'll call with an ace, and knowing that 5s and 7s are not super in my range. I'm going to be raising the button unopened, opening the button a lot. I think that's pretty standard in a 5-handed game. We are 6-handed, but there's 1 player out. So I think there are some 5s and 7s in my range. They're a lot more likely in his range. The club draw made it. It's a weird bet if he has a club. It's almost the type of bet you would see if he had the flush or a 5 or a 7 and he's trying to get an ace to call. I'll let you know what I think my decision should have been. I'm going to let you know what my decision was, but we're not going to show the results until the next video. I think the right decision is a fold. The more I look at it, I will let you know that I actually did call, because I'm getting 3-1 and I got an overpair. I beat ace 8. That's about it. That's the reason I think it's a fold. Is the only thing I really beat is in like 9-8, 10-8, ace 8. those hands are all in his range. They're the only ones I really beat, but I'm losing to any 5-6, 5-4, 5-7, 7-5, 8-7, 7-6. I guess we're ahead of pocket sixes that might play it here. There's a lot more hands that we lose to than that we would win. So I think this is a fold, and we did call, and I'll show you what he had in the next video. So hopefully we can get some discussion in the comments. I'd really like to know what people think, and I will not be offended if you say my decisions were wrong. Just explain why, and if I agree, I won't make those decisions anymore. All right, have a good one, guys.